Welcome back to Trigun Stampede, anime review, episode number 17. Yeah, I was planning on doing 2 minutes to Kamen Rider, but I looked on there and no dub. Yep, it took a week off apparently for... Crunchyroll likes doing this. It likes to randomly take weeks off. Well, with the exception of one recently with the snow delay, that I can accept. A lot of the other times, it just feels completely random, where some shows are just simply delayed for no reason. But we saw Trigun Stargaze, and first time in a little while, actually, probably the first time this season I give you on Saturday, which is nice. So, this is basically, well, the 5th episode Trigun Stargaze, known as 17 episode series, 5th episode Trigun Stargaze, called What a Wonderful World, which is an actual song. So we start off with Mid-Valley at Ship 3. Always known as home. And pretty much almost this entire episode is simply this. Mid-Valley versus Nicholas Wormwood. That's like, oh, it's a Punisher, I gave him that name. Like, oh yeah, I think he's changed. And basically these two go back and forth almost the entire episode. Like, this fight on screen goes back and forth for about 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes of this fight. Like, it was like... And we also see, in this particular episode, we usually see how Mid-Valley met Knives. Knives just shows up at a jazz club he was working at, which apparently saw his killing techniques, so... He's like, he knows something's off with Knives. So he tells his bandmates, stand down. But they ignore him and they get killed anyway. His bandmates are a drummer and a guitarist. They get killed right away. So Knives basically hires him to spot one of his henchmen. Just, you can do what you need to do, but you do it for me. Kind of. And then, of course, basically, we do get... Well... If you're wondering, where the heck is Vash? We do briefly see Knives in a flashback. And you see briefly present day, but that's all you see of Knives. They go back and forth. They do some damage to the actual ship. Eventually, of course, like, oh yeah. And then Nicholas Orwell gets a concussion. Because his eyes turn red. He can kind of see, he can see where stuff is going. He can barely see. And then, of course, Mid-Valley is defeated by a feedback loop of all things. Yes, a feedback loop. Which they kind of get the idea by talking to the puppet master from last episode. Emilio. Yes, they talked to him. And actually, I think it was defeated just 2 episodes ago, I think it was. So, then of course, basically, as soon as... Like, they explain, like, oh, he's the room he's in, he's got cuffs on him. He's finding his room, so... He's like, oh yeah, he has mentioned good hearing. So it's like, oh, a feedback loop. And he gets information in exchange for getting the cuffs up. It's like, and the person is like, okay, I'll get the cuffs up, but you're staying in this room. And he's like, we have an accord. And he's defeated, not killed. His saxophone was damaged. He says, oh yeah, protect him. And then the episode ends with the guy who basically likes to brag. Like, he thinks like he's like replacing for Knives, you know, Knives being healed. That he's going himself to raid the ship because Mid-Valley failed. And that's the episode. Really good. And we have overall about 8 more episodes of the go and then we're done. Yep, 8 more. And with that, basically, I am completely caught up with all my anime. Yes. So, next video probably is going to be a Comic Corner and, well, also it's probably going to be a review for Doctor Who. Yes, I'm going to go back to watch Doctor Who. But which story I'm going to do, you'll find out and see. But it's going to take a bit because this is a quite lengthy one. It's a 6-parter. One from the 70s, mind you. It's from John Pertwee. But you'll find out which one, okay? But see you in the next video. Bye.